My name is Tim Fleischer. I'm a Pilates instructor and a strength coach. This is Robin and this is Albert, and they'll be helping me today as we go through the Stretch and Flex program. This first exercise is called the pelvic tilt. This is a great exercise to warm up the low back and the abdominals. So what I'm going to do is stand to the side so you can see my pelvis move. My pelvis is right here. What I want to do is just take an inhale. I'm going to stick my back out really far. I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see. And as I exhale, I'm just going to imagine pulling up on my pelvis, which is right here, to rotate it forward and up. I'm going to inhale, stay, and then I'll exhale, release. I'm using right here, these are my abdominals, I'm using them the whole time. So I'm exhaling to just tilt and pull up. I'm not using back here. These are your gluteals. I'm not using this at all. Everything I'm using is right here. And I'm just going to release back and pull up forward. Exhale and then inhale. And that's how it's performed. Robin, I'd like you to come in and you can demonstrate. So cross your arms, please. Again, you just want to stick your low back out and just take an inhale. Right here's where we want to move. Exhale, pull those abdominals up and tilt. Great. This upper back stays nice and still. Inhale just to release the tension and arch that back again. Good job. Again, inhale. And as you exhale, just gently rock and tilt the pelvis. This is great for warming up the low back. And then just inhale, release. Great. Good. So you want to perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions each on this. This is the hip flexor stretch. All stretches in this program will be held between 5 and 20 seconds. You'll perform 2 sets on each side when necessary. So Robin, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and face the side. The hip flexors are on the front of the body. That's right here. Robin, go ahead and take a little bit of more of a step back. Great. Robin's going to push her heel down with this back leg. She's going to gently tighten her abdominals here in the front. Go ahead and cross your arms. Great. And then she's going to push from her rear here forward, keeping her abs tight in the front. The reason that's important is because you don't want tension going to the low back here. So this is going to stretch this whole area out, and the more she pushes, the more of a stretch she's going to feel. But you don't want to compromise your form, so make sure that you're keeping tight in the front. And if you start to feel it go to your low back at all, then you've gone a little too far, so you can back off a little bit. Pushing the heel down is also a vital part of this exercise, not just for the hip flexors here, but also you get a nice calf stretch, which is right back here. Great job. You can go ahead and stand up. Thank you. This next exercise is called the deadlift. Robin, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and turn to the side and cross your arms. Good. So, much like we've already learned, this is called your hip. This is where we're going to work from in this exercise. I'm going to have Robin do one of these exercises incorrectly, and then we'll go and show you the correct way to do it. Robin, what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and hinge forward from this point. Here's her axis of rotation. Now, I'm going to have her come up incorrectly. The back should stay relatively straight, so you don't want to round it so much. And then when you come up, go ahead and lift. Notice how she's coming up from her low back, and this is staying pretty still. So that's really not what we want. We want to strengthen the low back, but we want it to stay still while we strengthen it with the gluteals, which are right back here. So this time we're going to do it correct. Robin, go ahead and hinge forward. Keep your back nice and straight. Good. And I almost want you to imagine a wheel on the hip just rolling you up. So go ahead and come on up, and that wheel just rolls back and it rotates the pelvis. Excellent job. Great. So you want to complete 10 repetitions, and you can do 2 sets of this exercise. This next exercise is called the static lunge. Robin, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and turn. Great. And bring your left leg back towards me and just out just a little bit wider. Great. About shoulder width, hip width apart is fine. Now, this is a very similar position to the last exercise, the hip flexor stretch. The difference here, during the movement, the back heel can lift. Go ahead and put your hands on your hips. Excellent. That's to add a little bit of extra stability. What I'd like you to do is go ahead and bend both knees and just come straight down the center. Good. And come back up. Excellent. So you want to almost imagine a string attached to your tailbone. Go ahead and bend the knee, and she's just coming straight down. The knee will go no lower than the opposite ankle. Good. And for some, if you're a little bit tighter, you don't have to go even that low. Bend the knee and come down. Good. The important thing is that you go straight down the center and that you're not rocking forward or back. And go ahead and come up. Excellent job. So you want to complete 2 sets of 10 repetitions on each side. This is the modification for the static lunge. Robin, what I'd like you to do is perform the same exercise. She's just going to have her hand resting on the table. As she comes down, she's going to allow the elbow to bend, not to push or grip onto the table, but just to assist her while she performs the lunge. This next exercise is called the spine twist. This is an excellent exercise to warm up the spine in rotation. Robin, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and cross your arms. Good. Now, when you cross your arms, you want to make sure that you relax your shoulders with that. So just relax the shoulders. If you want, you can drop the elbows a little bit to where you feel relaxed. From there, you're just going to rotate your spine to the right and to the left. So just go ahead and do that a few times. Rotate and then rotate. Notice how she's moving her hips. Now, I had her do that wrong on purpose as she's rotating. So this isn't spinal rotation, this is hip rotation. All right, what I'd like you to do is keep this nice and still. Now, just gently rotate your rib cage. Good, and then come back. And then rotate your rib cage the other way and come back. So you want to keep the hips nice and still as you rotate your ribs. Good, do one more time. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Excellent job. You want to perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions per side. This next exercise is called the shoulder blade movers. Robin, what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and reach your arms out long, and then just open up your arms a little wider than shoulder width. Great. Now, from here, what I'd like you to do is just reach your arms forward, keeping your elbows straight, your wrists straight, your fingers straight, and draw your shoulders back. Good. So on this exercise, what we want to do is we want to lower the arms about chest height, because if I leave Robin right here, she's going to feel a lot of tension in her neck and shoulders. So we'll bring it down about chest height. So make sure your hands are below your shoulders, and then just draw back and then reach forward. The movement's happening right here at the shoulder, and she's just pulling her shoulder blades together and then lengthening them. You want to tighten up the abdominals to make sure the movement doesn't happen at the rib cage so the spine stays straight. Go ahead and cross your arms for me. You can also perform this exercise like this. Just reach the elbows forward now, but keep the back straight. Good. And now draw the shoulder blades back. Same movement, same everything. Might be a little bit easier to perform since we've bent the arms now. Great. And you can relax. Good job. You want to perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions. This next exercise is called the shoulder blade lifts. On the previous exercise, we went in and out with the shoulder blades. On this exercise, we're going to go up and down to focus on the lower muscles of the back. So, Albert, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and reach your arms up into the air and have the palms face each other. Excellent. Now, from there, I'd like you to go ahead and reach the fingertips up to the ceiling and slide the shoulder blades down the back of the ribs. Good. Reach up. Great. And slide the shoulder blades down the back of the ribs. One more time, reach up. Everything's isolated at the shoulder here and the shoulder blades, and drop down. To make it a little bit easier, what you can do is place the hands on top of the head, so go ahead and do that. Great. Angle your elbows forward slightly. Perfect. Now, same exercise from here. Keeping the hands on the head, I want you to just lift the shoulders up. Great. Keeping the abdominals tight, drop the shoulder blades down. Great. So it's the same movement, just a little bit simpler. Great, and drop the shoulder blades down. Good job. So you want to perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions each of this exercise. This next exercise is called the mid-back extension. This is an important exercise because the middle back often gets ignored in extension in favor of the low back. So Albert, what I'd like you to do is turn and face the side. Go ahead and cross your arms. Great. Now this is just to make sure that he doesn't use his arms in this exercise. Relaxing the shoulders, I'd like you to just take an inhale and lift your chest to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just relax. We're trying to get Albert to move from this part of his spine right here, the middle back. Lift your chest gently, inhale, and then exhale, come down. Using the inhale will actually help promote extension of the spine. So he's going to inhale and lift the chest, letting his eyes lift, exhale, come down. So promoting the eyes to lift towards the ceiling while you inhale really will help get the middle back to work appropriately. And then exhale, relax. Excellent job, Albert. You're going to perform this exercise 10 times and do 2 sets. The mid-back extension can also be done from a seated position. Albert, what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and lift your chest gently to the ceiling. Good. Relax your shoulders and then exhale, return. It's the same exercise, just from a seated position. Good, and relax. Excellent job. This next stretch is called the side bend stretch. Albert, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and reach your left arm up into the sky. Great. Now, from there, I want you to go up and over to the side, stretching out all this tissue on the side. Come up nice and slowly. Good. And let's do that again. I want you to come up, up and over. Good. Your hips stay relatively still. He's going to hold it for 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then come up nice and slowly. Great. You can go ahead and bring your arm down. If it bothers you to bring your arm over your head, you can always cross the arm across the chest. Great. Now, same exercise. Come up and over, and 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then come back up. Excellent job. Good. You can also do this stretch from a seated position. This next stretch is called the arm stretch. Remember, with the stretches, we want to hold them anywhere between 5 and 20 seconds. Albert, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and lift your left arm up into the air. Great. Now bend your elbow. Great. Now take your other arm and grab onto the elbow and just gently pull. Good. You don't want to pull so hard that it's painful. So holding this between 5 and 20 seconds. Good. You go ahead and let your arms come down. If it bothers you to bring your arms over your head, you can bring your arm across the body. So go ahead and bring the arm across the body, grab the elbow again, and gently pull. Good. Keeping your chest straight. Good. Just pull on the arm and it will stretch the back of the arm as well. Great. This can also be done from a seated position. This next stretch is called the neck stretch. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and reach your arm up and grab the opposite side of your head and tilt to the side. Great. Now, you don't want to pull a whole lot on the head. So if you want to intensify this stretch, you can reach your other arm down to the floor. This will allow the tissue to really lengthen out on the side of the neck. Good. You can relax. Remember, these stretches are to be held between 5 and 20 seconds. This stretch can also be done from a seated position as well. This next stretch is called the forearm stretch. Albert, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and reach the arm long. Good. And I want you to just grab your fingers. Good. And gently pull back. Again, these stretches are to be held between 5 and 20 seconds. Good. This is going to stretch out all the muscles of the forearm. Great job. Now, another way you can perform this is if you bend the elbow. This will allow the deeper muscles to be stretched, holding between 5 and 20 seconds as well. Excellent. You can go ahead and relax. This stretch can also be done from a seated position.